In this lecture, we're going to go through the blood flow of the heart. Now, when you're doing a blood flow of any sort, there will be a crucial same steps going through the heart that you need to understand. And that's what we're going to go through here today. So we're going to go through the heart as a single red blood cell comes back from wherever it had gone before, goes through the heart, picks up oxygen, and then it gets pumped to wherever it needs to go from the heart itself. And no matter where you're going in a blood flow, there's going to be some core steps as it goes to the heart, and that's what we're going to take you through here. So first off, where blood comes back from circulation is going to be the right atrium, and it does that either through the superior vena cava, the inferior vena cava, or the coronary sinus. Now, as you're doing a blood flow, you want to label every single structure that the blood flow is going to go through, whether it be a chamber or a valve of some sort. So our next thing we're going to go through, so starting in the right atrium, we are deoxygenated at this point. We've already dropped off our oxygen wherever we went, and now we're coming back to the heart to pick up oxygen. So as we travel through this next valve, that will be our second step. This is the tricuspid valve. At this point, hopefully you've gone through and figured out the names of all of the valves in the heart. And when you're doing a blood flow, if you get confused with tricuspid or bicuspid, you always want to remember you try something before you buy it. So tricuspid valve will come before bicuspid in a blood flow. So after tricuspid, we hit another chamber here. That is going to be the right ventricle. So that'll be number 3. As we continue to be pumped from the ventricle upward, we're going to pass through our next valve, which is the pulmonary semilunar valve. Number 4 here in our blood flow. After we pass through the valve, we're in a new structure. This is the pulmonary trunk. That will be number 5. Pulmonary trunk. Now in number 6, we can choose one of two ways. We can go to the left or we can go to the right. And in this case, we're just going to go on the left side of the body. So we're going to choose the left pulmonary artery. That's going to take us to the lung. So our number 7 is not on this picture. We can imagine a big lung sitting on the outside here. So I'm just going to put a number 7 over here. Number 7 is going to be the left lung, as we chose to go left. You could have also went to the right as well and did right pulmonary artery or right lung. So 7 will say lung. So number 7, we did the left lung. So now at the lung, this is where gas exchange is occurring at the lung. So we're actually picking up our oxygen. So as we go back to the heart, we're going to go through the left pulmonary veins. And at this point, we've become oxygenated because we've already picked up our oxygen. Now we need to go to our final destination. Now, after we come back from the left pulmonary vein, we go into the left atrium. So that is our next step, left atrium. Now, after left atrium, we're going through another valve, which is going to be the mitral valve, or also called the bicuspid valve. So that would be number 10. Then we're going to hit another chamber down here. And at this point, we're hitting our left ventricle. So that will be 11. Now, the left ventricle is going to pump us through. We can't really see it very well. I'm just going to underline it right here, but it's the aortic semilunar valve. So we'll say number 12, aortic semilunar valve. Number 12. And then number 13, which would be our final step in this cycle, would be the ascending aorta. And at this point, your number 14 is going to be different depending on where you're going. So where the tissue you're trying to deliver oxygen is going to. But these are kind of the core steps in the heart cycle.